mean, it's unreal. This might as well have been a home game. Look at all these guys right here. Lazarius, they are just enjoying the night today. We're right in the middle of Himes in Tampa Bay. We've got Diamond, which is a boa constrictor here. I don't think he had tickets to the game, but let me talk to some of these fans, not the snake. I'll avoid the snake, but that's a big snake, man. Hey, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm disappointed, man. I'm a Kansas City fan, man.
The one Kansas City fan's got a snake. Lazarius, man, how are you feeling tonight,
I'm
Lazarius?
doing good, man. Hey, let's do that. Hey, we brought it home, baby. We brought it home. We deserve this, baby. Let's go.
Did you ever think when we got Tom Brady that this would happen?
Of course. That's the GOAT. Let's go, GOAT. Of course, baby. We got the GOAT with us, man. Our defense did a great job. I'm just so proud of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. We did our thing. We came out. We showed out.
What does this do for the city? It's been such a tough year. We had the Lightning win. We had the Rays go to the ALCS, the World Series. What does this mean for the city?
Man, it means a lot, man. It means a lot, man. Tampa, we love you. Tampa Bay, Ray, everybody. We love everybody, man. This means a lot for everybody. You see all these people? Yeah. You see all these people? Let's go. We deserve it for number 2.
So Lazarius is just one of probably thousands of people that are now descending on this area. Himes in Tampa Bay on the other side is closed, and I don't know who this guy is. Himes in Tampa Bay. Okay, you want to say something on camera? I don't know what this guy says. Don't curse on live TV. What's your name?
I'm Neil. I'm from Boston. 6 Super Bowls. Make it 7. Make it 7.
All right, so we got a Boston fan. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I mean, clearly.
Tom Brady is the best human being.
Okay. Clearly, we'll send it back to you guys. We're going to
All
get
right.
this set
Yeah,
up.
probably a good idea there.
Michael, thank you. We got it. We got it from here. There's obviously a rowdy crowd out there, but very excited nonetheless. Our Isabel Rosales continuing our team coverage, joining us live near Raymond James Stadium.
Isabel, what's the energy like where you are right now? Because we're standing high up above here. It's crazy.
Tampa Bay right now, right outside the stadium. Hold on, I got this. Let me squeeze through. I got this. All right. Here we go. Wait, who is this?
All right, Isabel, I know.
Look at here.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, what's going on, man?
What happened?
What happened?
All right, Isabel, I know everybody's happy out there. I understand. Everybody, look, it's been 18 years since we've been in this position, so certainly everybody's excited. Lauren St. Germain in the middle of it all as well, near Raymond James Stadium, too.
Yeah, so Lauren, tell us what it's like where you are. Hopefully we can hear you.
Yes, there is no shortage of excitement, but you guys will be able to hear me. We're in the parking lot between our stadium and Raymond James, and check out, we've got a family here. And I think we have the youngest Bucs fan. This is Justin and his son.
Zayden.
Hi, Zayden. Now, they are from Tampa. What was it like when you found out we had Brady and now winning the Super Bowl?
Really crazy. You know, it's really awesome. They finally got another win. We watched the first Super Bowl that they won, so we're really excited to be able to bring it home again.
All right. What did you think watching it?
You know, I thought it was pretty dope. You know, pretty excited when they won. First Super Bowl in Tampa. Pretty cool. Bye.
And what is your name?
Hayden.
Hayden. Well, Caden thinks it's dope, so you know what? There we go, people. Wendy, back to you guys.
I mean, there's the quote
Well
of the night
said.
already.
There you go. Hayden's got it going on.
Okay, let's go to Eric Waxler, who's where is Eric for us today?
Yeah, capacity was limited at the Super Bowl, but Eric was one of the few. Lauren, we're gonna come out of you. Eric Waxler was one of the few who was actually inside Raymond James Stadium during the Super Bowl game, and he's joining us live with what it was like to actually watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win Super Bowl 55. Eric?
Yeah, hey Wendy, it was surreal for sure. I mean, you walk into a Super Bowl and you're used to a packed crowd and long lines for everything, but you walked into Raymond James Stadium tonight and you know, there was plenty of room to go around, and then I got to my row in the stands, which was press seating, but there were 6, 7 empty seats on both sides of me. There was social distancing for sure. In fact, each of those seats had those cutouts of fans. I seem to be in a Kansas City fan section, so there were cutouts of Kansas City fans on both sides of me, all the way up and down the row. And then every seat had these signs. You had the Super Bowl on one side, and then thank you healthcare heroes on the other side. And that was definitely the theme of this Super Bowl. When we came here to the grounds, we saw thousands of healthcare workers going in a special entrance and then making their way into the pre-game concert that was going on, and then inside the stadium. They were so happy. They were so thrilled. I mean, what kind of year it's been for all of us, especially those who have worked in the healthcare industry, and for them to just have a day where they could just let out some steam. And so many of them are from the Tampa Bay area, so they got to see the Buccaneers win a Super Bowl here in their home stadium. And I know it says Chiefs Kingdom over my shoulder. I don't know if you can see that, but this was not the Chiefs Kingdom at all, on the field and in the stands for sure. I mean, there was a decent number of Chiefs fans, but even with the smaller capacity here tonight, Buccaneer fans ruled the day.
You know, Eric,
Wendy?
with this, the stadium was only about a third of capacity of what it would have been in a normal year of a Super Bowl. Tell me what the sounds were like in there versus what we've been seeing all season long, was just pumped in, crowd noise and things like that. Was there enough noise in there to kind of keep the spirits of the team going tonight? 25,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely noticed that there would be a play, maybe not a touchdown, but a decent gain, and there would be really not much noise at all. It was not a Super Bowl atmosphere in a lot of ways. But listen, as the Buccaneers started to dominate, the Tampa fans got louder and louder, and there was a lot to celebrate in there, but it definitely did not feel like a Super Bowl. But then again, you look at the Rays playing in the World Series with a very small crowd. I know for those who went to see those games in Texas, that did not seem like a World Series. And then the Stanley Cup Finals with basically no fans in the bubble in Vancouver. So at least people here had that 22,000. So, there was a good crowd in that stadium, but nowhere near what it would have been under normal circumstances. But we'll take what we can get these days for sure.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, we can hear from our roof right across from Ray J. It's all we can hear is thousands of fans screaming who maybe weren't in the stadium, but they're celebrating on the streets right now.
Their presence is known right now.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Thank you, Eric. We'll check back with you. Meantime, let's go to our Julie Solomon, who's live near Ray J as well with so many of those excited fans we're hearing.
Julie, what's going on where you are right now?
Well, this is actually right outside the station, and we are here with some superheroes. And you tell me that you go to all the Super Bowls.
That is correct. I go to every Super Bowl from Chicago.
And what is the excitement like right now?
You know what? This city is so unique because, one, it's wintertime in Chicago, and it's like 10 degrees. So to be here in this weather is amazing.
Because you kind of wonder if we were up north, what it would be like then.
We would be freezing our tails off right now. We were in Chicago because it's so windy and the cold is so blistering. So to have a wintertime like this and even the environment, to even look at the news earlier, see people at beaches, that was amazing. Amazing.
All right, it's good. And there you have it. This is right outside our TV station. Right along Himes.
I think they're just a little bit of excitement.
They are very excited. I mean, why not? I mean, think about this. This team was mediocre last year.
Yeah.
And you bring in the greatest quarterback of all time. You bring in a couple free agents like Antonio Brown and Leonard Fournette, and all of a sudden you got a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, and Grady didn't look great at the beginning, but boy, the rest of the season, he never looked back, and he was incredible.
Absolutely great night. Now, crowds are starting to gather in downtown Tampa. Are we going to go to McKenna King now?
Yeah, she's live off of Dale Mabry. So, McKenna, what's it like where you are? What are you seeing?
These crowds wasted no time out here. They're already here at Total Line. They've got their flags. They're buying their Bucs gear out here. Who you guys cheering for? Okay, so the energy is real. These fans are really excited. They wasted no time getting down here their Bucs merch. How does it feel? How does this feel?
Amazing, baby. Title town, baby. Tampa Bay. There we go. Super Bowl. World Series almost. Let's go.
Hawaii.
You came from Hawaii. Why is that?
Because we love the Bucs, baby.
You got your Tom Brady jersey on. You're happy he came this
my
year?
husband's at the game right now. Yes, we love him. Love him, love him, love him.
And you came to get your Super Bowl merch. They just won the game.
Yes.
What you picking up here?
Oh, I'm buying everything. I'm buying 3 of everything.
These fans are excited out here. More people keep heading out. We got here and there were probably about 15 Bucs fans, but right along Dale Mabry, the horns are honking. People are excited.
Let's go, baby.
You know who they're rooting for. They're excited. The energy is real out here, and more fans keep piling in down here at Total Wine. We'll keep an eye on things. We'll bring you more from all these Bucs fans who are excited. They plan to celebrate all night. That's what we're hearing from them. But for now, live from Dale Mabry, McKenna King, ABC Action News.
All right, thank you, McKenna. You know, I hate to say this, but I do notice that so many people are not wearing masks and certainly not social distancing.
You knew that was going to happen.
Which is a concern, of course, because as you know, the mayor feared this would be a super spreader, and
of course.
you know, I think people are putting their excitement in front of maybe what they should be doing. But
Yeah, just shout like up into the sky
Yeah,
or
I
something
guess,
like that.
yeah,
Socially
maybe into your
distance as you do
hands.
it. Can I talk to my producer real quick, Sarah? Are we confirming that Tom Brady did win MVP tonight? Okay. But
all
there
right,
you
so
go.
these are folks leaving the stadium. Some of them were watching from TVs outside. Some of them were actually inside the stadium. The lucky few, as we know, very few. A lot of heroes, a lot of healthcare heroes got free tickets, but it was a limited capacity. And Jameson, as you were mentioning, it was very quiet inside the stadium, but where we were on top of the roof listening to the crowds, you'd never know that.
Well, it's funny because just going back to McKenna's live shot, she's over at the Fanatic store right outside of One Buck where they're now selling the official Super Bowl champs merchandise out there. And I was thinking when we had got these jerseys the other day, you actually wanted Gronk,
I did.
but they were all sold out. So I'm thinking you might be able to get one now because he's somebody I forgot to mention as a free agent who came in out of retirement and had a phenomenal game tonight.
Yeah, but I do say we ended up with
The GOAT
Brady.
and the MVP.
And yeah, he was the MVP tonight.
And he
so
was the MVP.
I'll take Grady all day long. I don't care. You can get me Gronk for next Christmas.
There you go. All right, we can do that. All right, let's go out to Ryan Smith because he spent the night out in Ybor City.
Yeah, and as we know, Ryan, there were enormous okay, we're going to go back to Eric Waxler, who's inside the stadium. I believe he was outside the stadium now. He was inside the stadium for the game. Eric, tell us what it's like where you are.
Well, we are right outside of Raymond James Stadium, and you know Dale Mabry right there. People are filing out of the stadium. There's a steady stream as people leave Raymond James Stadium. They watch the celebration, and part of that celebration was Tom Brady winning the Most Valuable Player Award. His stats in tonight's game: 21 of 29 passing, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interception. His quarterback rating was 125.8. And he said that they had the belief that we could win. And listen, Tom Brady had a lot of choices when he decided to leave New England. He could have stayed there. He could have finished his career with the Patriots, where he played for 2 decades and had so much success. But he wanted, for many reasons, to break out on his own, away from Bill Belichick, and win another championship. He picked Tampa Bay. He picked Coach Bruce Arians. He saw the talent here, and it paid off. Tom Brady just finished off an incredible run where he beat Drew Brees on the road, Aaron Rodgers on the road, and now Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now he has won his 7th championship. That's one more than Michael Jordan. I know a lot of people were talking about now maybe he's not just one of the greatest football players of all time, but maybe one of the greatest athletes of all time in any sport, guys.
Yeah, Eric, I happened to watch the documentary that Jameson, you told me about, and it's all about Tom Brady and his whole life story up until now. And the one line that he said at the end of the documentary, he said, you know, I like to go into every single football game as if I have to earn earn it to be there, that I deserve to be there, and I try to prove that every single game. And he truly showed that today. He had an incredible night. Eric.
Yeah, and guys, let's keep in mind, this team didn't have a preseason. This was such an unusual season in so many ways, where a new quarterback comes in, learns the system, gets to gel with his players. That didn't happen. There was no preseason at all, and yet Tom Brady comes in, and there were some bumps. They lost the opener against the Saints. They had definitely some rough games along the way, but you just started to feel towards the end of the season, which is when you want to start playing your best football. This team really did, and especially in the playoffs, people did not expect them to win in New Orleans. They did not expect them to go to Green Bay in the cold, on the frozen tundra where Tampa never wins, and get it done. But they have done it, this team. And listen, it's not just Tom Brady. All these other players that were brought in and players that this team has drafted, the talent, I heard it said, if you really looked overall at the talent, I know Kansas City was the favorite, but if you looked at the number of talented players on Tampa versus Kansas City, this Tampa team is loaded, and this might not be the end. It's tough to repeat, but this is going to be a team that's going to be a favorite to win again next year.
Yeah, and you might think that some free agents are going to want to come here with Tom Brady, at least having one more year here with the Buccaneers, and 7 titles, that makes him the greatest athlete of all time.
Yeah, and he says he's not sure how long he's going to play. He's not saying, 43, 44, 45, 46, who knows?
Not bad for a guy who didn't know how to put his pads in his football pants in his freshman year of football. And he was the backup on his freshman team who went defeated. They didn't win one game, to now a 7-time Super Bowl champion.
I think that just says a lot for why he works so hard to win every single time.
Our city's certainly happy to have him here.
Yeah, Eric, thank you. We'll check back with you in a bit.
Our Michael Paluska is alongside the fans there celebrating down there near the stadium.
So, Michael, tell us what it's like, hopefully a little calmer than we checked back with you earlier. But again, Super Bowl champs, I know you got a lot of excited fans around you.
Yeah, Wendy, I cannot control any of this situation right now, which is fine. We just won the Super Bowl, baby, which is awesome. And I think everybody here is feeling that history. 55 years, Tom Brady comes in and he wins it for us. Chandler he's been good. He hasn't been cursing or throwing any middle fingers or anything to us. Chandler, how do you feel tonight?
Oh my God, it's been an amazing year. Can you believe it? I mean, the first 5 games of this season, nobody believed that we would make it, but here we are, winning the Super Bowl. Can you believe it?
This may not happen again in another 55 years.
I don't think it could happen. Honestly, I bought the jersey this year because I don't think it could happen, but it could happen. In the next 55 years, before I make it, we're going to have a Super Bowl jersey.
There you go.
With the patch right like this.
So history, and you knew it was going to happen, so you got the jersey. Smart man. Thank you, Chandler. Smart man. So Chandler's been cool. He's one of the fans. He's going to frame his jersey. He's got to get it signed by Tom Brady. It's basically nuts out here. A guy's got a boa constrictor walking around. There's a lot of people screaming, a lot of profanity, so we apologize if that makes it into our shot. And it's also hard to yell over them with a mask on, so we're getting flowing. We're getting hot out here, which is fine. People are showing up from all over town. It's crazy. There's people over there. They're climbing up the light earlier today, and we'll just give you a shot down Himes. So this is straight down Tampa Bay. There's Himes, and then you look over to Raymond James up to our right, and you can see it's lit up. People just want to get in front of the stadium and start taking photos. People are going to be coming down here all night. I don't think anyone can really believe what Tom Brady pulled off. Rob Gronkowski, Fournette, Bruce Arians, all the coaches. I mean, we sat outside the stadium and listened to the game tonight, Wendy and Jameson, and it sounded like a home game. We had a delay on our TV, but we knew that the Bucs scored because we heard cheering. And when the Kansas City Chiefs did anything, you didn't hear any cheering. So you know that it was just dominated by Bucs fans. All these folks are out here on the street having a great time. So far, so good. Haven't seen any problems. But no one can really go any farther than where I'm standing right now because the NFL blocked off that entire section. So everybody is just going to start piling in here on Tampa Bay and Himes. A couple of crazy people out here tonight. I'm not going to lie. It's been an interesting crowd to say the least. Congratulations. Hey, anything you want to say? Oh. Chandler's back.
Michael, can you believe it?
Right.
Gronkowski.
Hey, what do you want to tell me?
Go Bucs!
Go Bucs!
Congratulations.
Yeah, Gronk does have 2 touchdowns. Thank you, Chandler. How do you feel?
I feel elated.
How do you feel?
Amazing. This is history.
How do you feel?
Awesome!
All right, everybody feels awesome. I'm gonna regroup, try to find some more people, maybe find another snake or something, and we'll send it back to you, Jameson and Wendy.
Everybody's been cooped up all year long.
Yeah.
What do you expect? You're going to
really
see some
letting
snakes
loose,
out there.
right? They're like, I'll bring all. And what kind of pet you want to see? I'll bring my frog, whatever you
My
want to see.
iguana. What do you need? All right. This is really going to be a moment that resonates with the city of Tampa for a really long time.
That's right. And ABC Action News anchor Paul LaGrone joining us with the lasting impacts this win could have on our community. And I know, Paul, personally, you've been watching this team from day one. When that first year they didn't have a single win, and you've stayed being a loyal fan ever since.
Since I was under 10 years old, I've been watching them. And, to think that people forget they almost left the city of Tampa. I mean, after Hugh Culverhouse, the original owner, died, the team apparently was almost bankrupt. The Glazers took it over. They wanted a new stadium. And for a while there, we didn't even know if that was going to happen. And here we are these years later, 2-time Super Bowl champions. What a year for the city of Tampa, by the way, in the metro area of Tampa Bay. People calling us Champa Bay tonight after the Lightning, the Bucs won championships. The Rays went to the World Series all in the same year. We're looking at video of, the frustrations of years past here. The Bucs have gone from a team that had the worst all-time winning percentage to Super Bowl winners here tonight. We went from a team that just couldn't seem to get it together with all the talent that we had. And with Jameis Winston, who I think a lot of Bucs fans really wanted to figure out how to win with him, but it just did not work out. And then along comes the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, and the stars really aligned for us. Brady was not happy in New England. They were not giving him what he needed to continue to win. Some thought that he may have lost a step. Well, boy, did he show him tonight that he didn't lose anything. If anything, he's better than he's ever been before. And he really chose Tampa. He knew that he would have the weapons to win here with Mike Evans, with Chris Godwin. He brought in his buddy Gronk. And he really showed the Bucs locker room what it took to win, that the Patriot way all these years and all those Super Bowls that he won there was actually the Brady way. He is the difference. He is the reason. And tonight he delivered the championship in blowout fashion against what most so-called experts outside of Tampa thought was the better team. That wasn't the case tonight. We dominated from start to finish. Brady, Bruce Arians, and defensive coordinator Todd Bowles, who really called an excellent game tonight, really showed that this team is now built to win for as long as Tom Brady wants to play. And he's already said in his post-game interview after the Super Bowl that, quote, he is coming back, which means that any top-level free agent in the NFL who wants a ring wants to come here to Tampa to play. So, yes, this will pay dividends for years to come, and it really elevates the entire city. And I had said on Friday, how many times come Monday morning will the city of Tampa be mentioned? And oh, by the way, we were hosting the Super Bowl. This really, Tampa was already on the map, but this really elevates, I think, our entire area to the rest of the country in a year unlike any other, where people wanted something to celebrate.
Right. And Paul, I know I'm going to ask you because you've been watching this team so closely. When they won Super Bowl 37 back in 2002, the team they had then, when they beat the Raiders, do you think this team with Tom Brady is even better?
Well, boy, that's a good question, Wendy. 2 different eras. I think that's a tough call on the defense. I think I would have to say, I guess the book's still being written on that one. I think offensively we're much better for obvious reasons. We're a much better team offensively, and perhaps if you took the offense and the defense and combined them together to make the team that we are now, I would have to say yes. And I also think if you recall in the years after that Super Bowl in 2003, that 2002-2003 season, we just couldn't keep the core group of players together. And so I think this team is built as long as Brady wants to stay here and he could play at least another 2 years, I think we're built to win. And that's a credit to the coaching staff, obviously to Tom Brady himself, but to the ownership in the front office. I mean, Jason Light did a great job. This team was not built overnight. I mean, Brady is the spark plug that made it all happen and come together, but this is the culmination of 5-6 years of draft picks and planning and everything that goes into building a winning franchise.
Yeah, and Paul, it really starts with Bruce Arians coming out of retirement last year to start to build the foundation, kind of make way for Tom Brady. and Antonio Brown and Leonard Fournette and Gronk to come out of retirement to start to make the nucleus of this team and kind of bring that winning attitude into the locker room and then out on the field here tonight. I remember about 10 years ago having a long discussion with Brian Glazer, and I have to imagine that this Super Bowl tonight means more to him than that one, and let me tell you why. He said, of course, they won their first Super Bowl back in 2003. It was a monumental moment for this franchise. But in his eyes, he said he feels like he won the Super Bowl that year when they beat the Eagles and not the Raiders, because the Eagles were the best team supposedly in the league that year. And when he beat Philadelphia, when they beat Philadelphia, he said at that moment, that's when it really meant the most to him. Of course, beating the Raiders for the Super Bowl was a big deal. But I got to imagine this tonight, beating Patrick Mahomes, beating the defending champions is something so much different, and I think that this is going to mean something more than even that first one to the Glazers.
And we may see Kansas City again. I mean, I honestly think, guys, the turnaround, the turning point for our season was that loss against Kansas City. People forget, yeah, we were down, I think, 21-3 at halftime, but it ended up being a good game. We lost 27-24. But you could see the evolution of Tom Brady sort of taking over that team on the field and starting to call New England-style plays. And that's when they also made adjustments on defense. That's when we didn't lose another game after that Thanksgiving Day weekend. And that's really when I think the team sort of came together and said, this is who we are. And they went on a hot streak. Like, I have never seen the Bucs go on a hot streak before. And it really has been dominating ever since.
All right, Eric. Well, Paul, we're going to check back with you, obviously, throughout the next hour. We have special coverage right now. This is continuing coverage for the next hour, at least, because, again, we are Super Bowl champs, Super Bowl 55, Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning Super Bowl 55. Very exciting.
I want to welcome you to our continuing coverage here at the top of the hour. We want to go to Lauren St. Germain now. She's in the middle of it all near Raymond James Stadium right behind us.
That's right. And, Lauren, what are you seeing where you are?
Well, Paluska was with all the crazy fans. I'm finding all the families. I like to call myself the family correspondent because this Super Bowl was really a family affair for Brian and his family. Hey, Brian, how was your first Super Bowl?
It was just an amazing experience. I literally woke up this morning expecting to see it in the house, and then my dad just surprised us all with tickets.
Wait. Okay, so this family was inside of Ray J. Your dad surprised you this morning?
Yeah, he literally just came out of the shower and just said, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, Dad of the Year. We need to talk to Dad of the Year for a second. Why?
Just turned out to be a nice day and just had to do it. So it's one of those bucket list items. So I said, now I got to check it off the list.
And what y'all get in?
Have you heard from the Bucs won the Super Bowl? Just some little towels and souvenir beer.
And they got the personal protective equipment kits with masks and everything. Oh my gosh, what do you want to say to your dad?
Just thank you so much. This has been a day to remember.
It was a good time.
Oh, that is something we love to see. Thank you guys so much. Hope you had such a great time. And we are obviously the city of champions. I mean, people just keep talking about the Stanley Cup too. Now we have the Super Bowl. And by the way, we also did check with TPD, the FBI, Homeland Security, and pre-game and during the game, they had no credible threats. Hadn't made any arrests. Obviously, that could change after the game, but wanted to give you that update about security. Back to you guys.
That's great news. Thank you, Lauren. Our Isabel Rosales is also standing by with our continuing team coverage. She's also near the stadium.
Yeah, Isabel, what's the energy like near you? Because if it's like anywhere else,
Hey guys,
I know
I'm
earlier it
North
was tough.
Times by Ray J. I really don't think that these fans are going to be getting much of any sleep tonight. They're still out here. They're dancing. They're partying up, walking left and right. Yeah, no sleep for them. I'm actually joined by a longtime Bucs fan, Alan. You flew here from D.C., my friend.
From D.C.
You're witnessing history. What do you feel?
It's just great, man. For Tom Brady to come here, it's legendary. We won this. It's a dream come true.
Yeah. Is he the GOAT?
For sure he the GOAT. Better than Michael Jordan, LeBron, anything. Best athlete of all time.
Yeah. You think he's going to retire or stick around some more?
He's definitely staying here. I think he's going to stay 2 more years for us.
All right.
Yes,
and
definitely.
what won it for us? What do you think? Was it the home turf advantage?
I honestly think today it was the defense. The defense showed up, shut down Patrick Mahomes. Brady did his thing, but the defense, they surprised us all. We love it, man. Devin White, We're Super Bowl champs, baby.
Super Bowl champions!
Did you get nervous at any point? I mean, they came in kind of strong.
I was nervous at the beginning of the game. You know, throughout the year we'd be going 3 and out, you know, very early in the game, but we picked it up early, and that first touchdown, you know, I was very confident that we were gonna win the game.
Was there any point where you're like, maybe it was the Saints, maybe it was Green Bay, where you're like, I know they're going to win the Lombardi Trophy?
Once we beat the Saints, you know, it was our nemesis. So, you know, we needed to beat the Saints. Once we beat the Saints, I had all the confidence in the world. Once we gonna win it all. You know, we beat the Saints, and that's all we hit. I love it. All of us here. Hey.
Alan, you getting any sleep tonight?
No sleep. I got a flight tomorrow. We going straight to the flight tomorrow. No sleep.
No sleep. Tampa, what say you?
We're going to Tampa Bay. So.
Hey, lots of excitement out here today, guys, and you heard it from them. No sleep. We've got horns over here, people dancing it up, eating. Back to you guys.
Yeah, going to be a lot of people calling out of work on Monday, a lot of missed Zoom calls.
Well, I believe the mayor already told us that you don't have to go to work on
That's
Monday.
true.
She was
Okay.
giving us a free day if the Bucs win.
Here's the trophy presentation you may have missed as you were watching continuing coverage here of Super Bowl 55. Once again, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers champions. There's Bruce Arians holding the Lombardi Trophy, the second time in franchise history. That 7-pound trophy over his head, and there's Tom Brady, Wendy, getting another NFL MVP.
And he so deserved it. What an incredible game he played. And just a few little fun facts. Tiffany Jewelers actually makes the Lombardi Trophy, and it weighs a whole 7 pounds.
Have you ever seen that in Tiffany when you're in there?
Yeah, I think I might have glanced once or twice.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a great moment when you just see that, and that's just going to be one of those iconic moments we're going to see forever. Tom Brady holding that trophy up, Bruce Arians holding that trophy up.
Absolutely.
So special. Tampa is shining big time in the spotlight all week long, culminating in a Super Bowl 55 victory and a first for a team hosted ever in their home stadium.
And Tampa Mayor Jane Castor getting used to these celebrations, really, because we've had several now. Eric Waxler caught up with her just a short time ago. Take a listen to this.
Well, with the celebration still going on behind us, Mayor Jane Castor joins us. How do you put into words what just happened here tonight?
I don't know if you can put it into words. This is just so exhilarating. It's exactly what our community needed, and I can't thank the Bucs enough, the Glazier family, and the NFL for making this happen. What an incredible game this was. We all thought it was going to be close, and it ended up being a blowout. So thank you, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tell us about your game day experience. It was definitely bizarre walking in and seeing all the cutouts and not as many fans, but there was a lot of emotion in there.
Yes, I kind of felt bad for Kansas City when the announcer said, you know, do we have any Kansas City fans? And then he asked if there were any Buccaneer fans, and the place exploded. So it really was wonderful. I think that the Glazier family did a really good job of giving that sensation of the stadium being full with the cutouts. So it was just a great game all the way around, and I couldn't be happier for our community.
Lightning, Rays, now the Buccaneers. What does this do for the profile of Tampa, a city that is on, you know, growing as we speak?
Right. Tampa Bay is on fire right now, and this is just really another diamond in that crown to be able to say we have won all of these sporting events. And then tonight with the Super Bowl being the most watched sporting event in the world, the entire world's eyes were on Tampa Bay and all that is great about it. And then that performance by our Buccaneers, can't beat it.
What's your message to the fans who are going to be happy, are going to want to celebrate tonight and in the days to come?
Well, I tell them celebrate like we always do. We embrace our teams, we celebrate, but we do it in a safe manner. If you can't distance separate, wear a mask, and just celebrate safely. We don't want anybody to get hurt. So have fun, go Bucs.
Can we expect a similar celebration on the river like we saw for the Lightning,
yes,
maybe?
We definitely will have a safe celebration. You can't not celebrate this. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
We'll be able to put a Vince Lombardi trophy next to a Stanley Cup.
That's right, I know. That's why I told everybody we got to make a bigger trophy case now. Good problem to have.
Exactly. Thank you, Mayor.
And of course, we're going to be there when the victory parade and celebration is announced, and we're going to let you know as soon as we find out too.
Absolutely. Our Julie Solomon live near Ray J now with so many excited fans out there.
Julie, what's going on where you are?
Well, hey, I made some new friends, and these friends have an RV, and they tell me they travel the entire country in this RV. So, okay, so what was your first name?
Mark.
Oh, Mark, okay.
Yes.
And you're from Tampa, right?
No, I'm from Boston.
You're originally from Boston.
Yeah.
How excited are you?
Awesome. I knew Brady was going to do this. Everybody said he wasn't. Brady's the man, right? Oh, Tampa first, then Brady, yeah. Yeah.
What is, explain the energy.
Tom Brady.
What's
Tom,
the energy like?
the energy, that is just crazy. It's crazy. Everybody brings good energy here in Tampa
Nobody
Bay.
thought this was
It's
going to
wonderful.
happen like this. Nobody thought this.
How long have you had this RV parked here?
How long have you had the RV parked here? 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days.
3 days.
Yes. It's awesome.
So, and you have a front row seat to all of it. You see at every
Yes, I know. I got you. I followed Brady to see he was a rookie all the way to now. We knew it was
Perfect.
going to happen.
And I don't know if you can see this, if Andre can show it, but this is the RV, and they go everywhere in this. And he said he was originally from Boston, but they all live in Tampa now. And they said there's all these windows, and they can see the outdoors when they travel. And they got their TV, and look at all those snacks. They got popcorn chips. So we made the right friends. I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right, Julie, have fun out there. Maybe get a meal or two. Looks like they got a lot of leftover stuff. All right, you're looking at Raymond James Stadium, where we are right across the street. We're going to have continuing coverage right after this. Stay with us.